Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Benny Childs, founder of the Teach Me to Fish FX trading community, and I am back with your weekly outlook for the week of Sunday, August 15th, 2021 through Saturday, August 21st, 2021. All right, you guys just remember that I am not a financial advisor, and the content that is here on this channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only. All right, guys, now we're going to get into this a little bit different this week. I want to start out, guys, with a little affirmation to hopefully set us in the right mindset while we're doing our trading and investing this week. So I simply want to speak over you that large sums of money come to you easily and quickly in increasing quantities from multiple sources on a continuous basis in the best interest of all, that you get to keep, use, give, and spend joyously. Now I'm going to say it for myself. Large sums of money come to me easily and quickly in increasing quantities from multiple sources on a continuous basis in the best interest of all, that I get to keep, use, give, and spend joyously. And of course, we want to come into agreement with God. So for me, I'm going to say in Jesus' name, amen. All right, guys, getting into it, let's take a look at the high impact news that will be coming out this week. So you guys see here on Sunday at around 7:50 p.m. we have the yen pairs coming out with high impact news, and then as well for 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time we have more yen news coming out, or news that's going to affect the yen pairs. Okay. All right, so watch out for that if you're deciding to trade starting today. We have Aussie news coming out on Monday. We have pound news. We have euro news, USD news, New Zealand news coming out on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, we have more pound news, CAD, more USD, and more Aussie news coming out on Wednesday, August 18th. Thursday, August 19th, we have more USD news and more news that will affect the yen pairs. And for Friday, August 20th, 2021, we have CAD news, more CAD news that's going to come out. So we want to be careful with trading these pairs on these days during these times. So just be careful if you decide to trade any currencies that have these pairs in them. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the currency strength meter. So on Friday's market close, this is how the strength of the pairs ended. JPY really strong, yen pairs really strong. The Swiss pairs are really strong. Okay, and DKK is coming in right after those. So that is how they ended on Friday. So that does not mean necessarily that is how they're going to start or continue. But just keep a lookout and keep that in the back of your mind. Okay. All right. Now jump over to our chart. All right. So guys, with the free weekly forecast, what I'm doing for you guys here on YouTube is providing you guys with a 4-hour forecast for the majors and US pairs. Okay. All right, so basically it's going to be the dollar index, and then we're going to take a look at those major pairs that cross with the US dollar. So taking a look at the DXY, we see here that we were coming off of this institutional supply. All right, we did break this key level here. All right, we have a BRC level here. I actually go into more detail with the mentorship. But we did have this key level that was broken here on the 4-hour and closed. Okay, so again, we're coming off of this supply area. We may get a tap down into this institutional demand, or we may come off of this 4-hour supply right here. So keep a look at that. We may get a excuse me, I selected the wrong one. Keep a lookout for that. We may get a bounce off of this area before bouncing back up, or we may just continue down. So we want to keep a look at that here on the Dixie. Now, if we just take an overall 4-hour look, all right, you can kind of see where we have been in this downtrend. Okay, it's still considered a downtrend because we have this high that has not been broken yet. Okay, this high has not been broken yet, so we're still really considered in a downtrend. So based on the 4-hour, I do have a bearish sentiment for the Dixie. Okay, and again, that is just my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. Okay, we also have another key level here that we could be looking out for. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the Aussie. All right, let's move on to the Aussie. All right, so real quickly here, I'm gonna zoom out so we can kind of see where we are. So overall on the 4-hour, we have been on an uptrend, and now we kind of have this corrective channel right here on the Aussie. Here, let's pull that in for you guys just to give you a visual. I want to give you a visual here. All right, so now we're kind of on this corrective channel, okay, which is causing us to be in a downtrend on the 4-hour, but overall we do see where we have been going up into an uptrend. I probably wouldn't necessarily consider this to be a full bearish turnaround until the break of this institutional zone right here. But we can play off of this most recent structure, okay, downtrend. All right, really based off of most recent structure, I would put this as a key level to be looking out for here. All right, be looking for a key level to be to look out for, to possibly take some longs, possibly up into this institutional supply area here. But here, most recent price action, we have had, we had our low, higher high, higher low, lower low, lower low, higher high, all right, higher low, higher high, come over here, let's come all the way down here, and we have had a lower low, but this low has not been broken, so this will be considered still on an uptrend, but definitely watch out for breaks below the 0.73172 area to possibly continue this going down. But as of right now, structure wise, we are definitely going up into a bearish, into a bullish move here on the short term. So we will definitely see how that works out. Okay. All right. Now let's take a look at the Euro USD. All right. We are sitting in the midst of this institutional demand area. We had been here on an uptrend. This is still really considered to be an uptrend here, but once we If we get a break of this institutional zone here, then I would consider this for us to be in a downtrend. But since we're sitting in the midst of this institutional demand, of course, I would be looking for buys. We had a break of this key level here, so we could possibly look for a retracement back towards this area just to retest it before continuing up on the upside. Okay. All right, so that's our Euro USD. Again, remember, we're sitting in the midst of institutional demand. So my bias is, of course, to buy here in institutional demand. However, we wait for market structure and price action to let us know which way this market is going to go. Okay, doesn't necessarily mean that you have to stay out on the sidelines, but you just want to be careful with any counter trend trades. Okay, you just want to be careful with that, and of course, always wait for confirmation. Okay. All right, let's take a look at pound USD. Let's see where we are. We are coming off of this institutional demand area here. We can see where we had a breakout and a retest and a shot back up. Let's take a look at this overall picture. Of course, we see here that it has been on an uptrend. Now guys, also remember this one key point that I want to bring out to you guys, or make you aware of, is that one reason why I chose these pairs, because it can really help the viewers out. But we can always remember that when we take a look at the dollar index, this is going to give us the general idea for the direction of these US pairs. So if the US dollar index is going down, if it is bearish, we can expect for the US dollar side of the pair to be bearish as well. So for Aussie USD, we would expect for it to be going up, right? Overall, we would expect for it to be going up. Why? Because the USD is the second portion, and if it was going in the favor of the USD, then of course it will be going down. All right, but if it was not going in the favor of the USD, then of course it will be going up. So again, the dollar index itself is coming off of this institutional supply. All right, it's kind of giving us this bearish walk down. Okay, we're still considered to be in a bearish market here on the dollar index. So then of course, again, we can expect for any pairs that are crossed with the USD to not go in the favor of those USD pairs. All right, so let's jump back over here to pound USD. Again, we had a breakout of this institutional demand area. We had a retest and it shot back up. Then we came back and we currently had a retest of this 4 hour. This is a retest of a 4 hour demand. Okay, and it shot back up. So we could possibly be seeing a pullback to kind of fill in these candles here and retest this demand area again. Okay, we had a test here, came in, the buyers pushed it out, came back in, kind of gave us a little bit of a deeper test into this 4 hour demand, and now of course the buyers here closed Friday out with pushing that up. So that was a nice push if you were already watching that on the 4 hour or the lower time frame. So the way that things are going, I would think that again, we could possibly see a pullback down into this area before possibly targeting this level here at 1.4088. Okay, so we can possibly see that coming into play here for us throughout the week. All right, now let's take a look at the NZD USD. It should be kind of giving us a bullish effect as well. Let's take a look at this overall overall on the 4-hour here lately on most recent market structure, we have been going up. Okay, kind of seems like we're forming a little bit of a head and shoulders on this pair, as well as several of the other pair. We have our left shoulder, we have our head, then we have our right shoulder right here. So be careful. We could be experiencing a head and shoulders, but as of right now, we are coming off of this institutional demand area, and we could possibly get a pullback before continuing up. Here, let's pull this out. We can possibly get a pullback into here, or maybe towards this 4-hour supply, or excuse me, this 4-hour demand before shooting up to test or even break these levels here. What is that? What is that price point here? 0.71052. Okay, 0.71052. So it's very possible that we could see that. Okay. Now, always keep in mind that just because it's bouncing off, it does not mean that we cannot get a deeper retracement into this institutional demand. Okay, doesn't mean that we can't do that before continuing up, or we could just get a complete sell-off to break this to complete that head and shoulders that we saw on the bigger picture. Okay, so always keep that in mind, guys. That's why I always tell you guys to say that we respond to what the market does. All right, and we try to take educational guess to where we could possibly get in at. If you like fibs, you guys know me, I do like fibs, so we could take this high down to this most recent low, most recent high to this most recent low, and we can kind of see that we did close out with a little bit of a doji at the 78.6. So we could wait and make sure that you know, we're gonna get a sign to carry this down to this 4-hour before heading back up, or we may be able to get in to carry it on down to break that institutional demand right there. So all right, and again, I go over a lot of the stuff a little bit more in detail within the mentorship program, and I also share a lot on the live stream and the videos I post here on YouTube as well. So that is the NZD USD. Now let's take a look at the USD CAD. Moving right along here, we can see USD CAD here as well. It's coming off of this institutional demand area right here. Okay, overall we have been in a downtrend. We do seem to be making some bullish moves here with these higher lows here. Okay, and again, we're coming off of this institutional demand, so I really don't see any reason for us not to expect some type of move down into this institutional demand before heading back up to possibly test any of these levels here, or maybe even this institutional supply area as well. All right, so keep a look on that, and again, we want to respond to the market. Okay, don't try to tell your trades where to go at. All right, but you wait to respond to the market and see where you can get in at. Okay, but again, in the shameless plug, and I think this is probably like the third or fourth time me saying it, but I go over this a little bit more in depth with the mentorship program, and you guys can sign up with that here on the YouTube channel as well. All right, let's take a look at the USD Swiss. USD Swiss, wow, is coming freshly out of this institutional supply area. Let's take a look at that overall move. We are currently in a downtrend. Okay, we're currently in a downtrend here, so that looks really good. I would definitely be looking for sales off of this. Maybe we may get some type of retracement. If this is the actual bottom of this push, we may want to look for some retracement. We could come up to test we could come up to test this 4-hour supply. Here, let's draw this out for you guys. We could come up to test this 4-hour supply right here. This has already been tested. However, we do have a one that has been formed. Okay, it's still within inside this other 4-hour, but we do have one that has been formed here. We had a push out, it was retested, so we could possibly come back up to retest this level here. All right, that would kind of give us, we could possibly see a 100% rejection. All right, I do believe in 100% rejections because those are how we get our double tops and our double bottoms. So those do exist. So I do believe in a 100% rejection on the Fibonacci. A couple of areas that we could possibly, or levels rather, we could possibly come back to test this level here, this support and resistance level here. We could possibly come and test this support and resistance level here. Let's pull that out. There we go. Oops, I'm sorry guys. We could possibly come out and test that level. We could come out to test that level, or we could come up to test this supply area. Another thing that I do keep a lookout for is candle imbalance as well. So let's come here. We have candle imbalance there. We have candle imbalance here. So these could be filled. This top one could come up to fill these areas right here. It could come up to test that. Again, we just have to wait to see how we need to respond to the market and just be prepared for what the market shows us. Okay. All right. So that is USD Swiss, and last but not least is the USD JPY. Similar to the USD Swiss, we're coming off of or out of this institutional supply, which we kind of have a cascade of supply areas here. It's kind of had been sitting, it tested this and got pushed out and came back with a little deeper retracement before heading back down. Overall, we are in a corrective uptrend. We had a break of this high, all right, created a new high, gave us a higher high in comparison to here, and now we're breaking these highs right here. But currently, with current market structure, we're coming off of this demand here, and we could come back to either to test or break this area here. We do have 4-hour demand right here. Let's change that over to demand. I'm sorry, 4-hour. We're going to go with neutral. We do have 4-hour demand here. We also do have a candle imbalance that would need to, or that could be filled. Doesn't necessarily mean that it will, but we also have that could be filled. And so I could definitely see a play with this coming out and us getting a retracement entry, maybe coming off of here. We also have candle imbalance up here, so maybe coming off of the 50% retracement before continuing down, maybe targeting these lows right here, targeting the 61.8% profit level. So those are just some plays just some possibilities that the USD JPY could take. Okay, so all right, so keep that in mind, guys. We have a lot of opportunity just off of these majors and US pairs that I have selected. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total of 8 pairs. All right, 8 pairs that we can watch for different scenarios to be played out to get into the market to make some profit here for us. So you guys keep that in mind. I hope that this forecast has been helpful for you guys. Let me know down in the comments below if this has been helpful, or let me know if it has not been helpful. All right, just let me know. So I'm just trying something a little different here to provide more and better content here on this channel. Now, if you guys are interested in my trading style and you would like to know a little bit more in depth on exactly how it is that I trade, as well as my full list of pairs that I watch. Typically, in the mentorship program, I have a full list of about 30 different Forex instruments alone, and about 15 different stock instruments. So I don't just trade Forex, but also day trade stocks as well. So if you're interested in being a part of that mentorship program, then of course you can join here on the YouTube.